Hi guys, it's Professor Adams. Welcome to SBC 1017. We have started the semester already. Today is day 4, and so I am hoping that you have been able to navigate the course with ease. I know some of you are having questions already, and that's perfectly fine. If you ever have a question, just shoot it my way. I'll do my best to answer it. If I don't have an answer, I'll find one for you. Before I begin, first things first, if you live in the state of Florida, you know we have a hurricane that's a couple of days away. I know the culture of Florida is it category 1, category 2, that usually determines our efforts and our preparation, but I want you to remain safe. And so make sure you have your water, your batteries, everything. It's better to be prepared than not. The season doesn't end till November, so if you prepare and we don't really get hit that bad, then you just put it aside for the next storm or whatever. You know, it doesn't really take a hurricane to knock our power out or for our water to be contaminated. And so just be safe, be prepared, make sure you take cover, and that's that. So as far as this course is concerned, this is a completely virtual course. If you are new to virtual college, then it probably is taking you a little bit to get acclimated to where things are. The best thing you can do for yourself is read, and also log into Blackboard, log into your different courses, and just click on links, see where things are. Okay, I am going to use this video to tell you where some things are and also to go over some things that I see pretty often in virtual college, and hopefully it will make life a little easier for you. I'm hoping that I can go ahead and post some videos like this. Some people are better if they can see the professor. And since this is a virtual college and we don't see each other in a set classroom, this is the next best thing. All right, so let's get started. First off, course activity. Logging in doesn't cut it. You have to complete assignments. You have to complete your assignments. A number of you have already started your discussions. Yesterday, I started grading some, and I'm going to talk about your discussions in a few moments, but good job for you guys just go ahead and jumping in and getting started. You will notice that you have access to all of your discussions, and so if you want to work ahead, you are more than welcome to do so. More than welcome to do so. Some of you have questions about your textbook. Now, for the textbook, a lot of you use the bookstore, but some of you don't use the bookstore, and that's perfectly fine. If you have purchased your textbook with the access code, and we are using edition 9 of our textbook, and if you purchase your textbook outside of the bookstore and you have access to the textbook online, you have access to everything, please go to Blackboard. And if you see my cursor on the left side of the screen, under the menu item Communicate, it'll say Course Questions Q&A. If you select Course Questions Q&A, then you will be able to create a thread and just post questions or comments. So if you purchased your textbook with an access code outside of the bookstore, maybe it was cheaper, maybe it was just easier to receive, if you can post your information there for your other classmates, that would be great. I 100% agree with one of your classmates already. The books are overpriced. Sometimes it's complicated to get. Sometimes the publisher is not easy to even work with. I 100% agree wholeheartedly, but I'm not the one that sets the prices for the class or the books. I did not develop this particular course on the virtual college, and so I don't have control over the books we use. If I did, we would be using a cheaper book and a better book as well. But that is that. And so we just have to be patient. I am waiting for the representative for our publisher, for Pearson, to get back with me so I can get some of your questions answered. Okay, but again, if you already purchased your textbook with the access code, if it wasn't through Blackboard and you want to go ahead and share here in the general course questions. This is an open forum, so if you guys can respond to each other, I can jump in whenever I need to, but please do so. Share the wealth. Share the wealth. All right, so that's the textbook. Your syllabus and your schedule. On the left-hand side of the screen, under course information, you'll see two sections. It says home and page. Home page and then announcements, and then it'll say start here, meet your professor, check my activity, and then syllabus. You're going to select syllabus, and you'll see two attachments, the syllabus, and then you'll see the schedule of assignments. You'll see that they were revised because I had to make a few changes for some information that was incorrect. All right. The first information that was correct was that your syllabus, and I'll pull it up, it said that your quizzes were 25% and your discussions were 10%, and that is wrong. Your quizzes are 10%, your discussions are 25%. But this is your syllabus. Become familiar with it. Okay, I do not accept late work. This syllabus is for the reference numbers 8313, 8320, and 8325. So if you are enrolled in any of those courses, this is the syllabus that we are using, okay? Now your textbook, it says you have an option. The bottom option right here, it says loose leaf text. And it looks like that one is just, that's all you get is the loose leaf text. And while you have that option, I mean, it says you don't really get access to Revel, and you need access to Revel. And so wherever you are purchasing your textbook from, you need to make sure you have access to the e-text. Now, if you only want access to the textbook and you only want access to Revel electronically without the textbook, then by all means, if you want to go ahead and find it elsewhere, then do that. But what you're paying for through the bookstore is loose leaf text plus electronic access. So I think that's why it's a little bit expensive, but that is why that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting. Okay. So let's scroll down. You'll see the course description. This is just an overview of communication. All right, we're talking about different topics, not so much public speaking. Public speaking is 2608, SPC 2608. For some of your majors, SPC 1017 is fine. It is a requirement for Miami-Dade College students. 2608, though, just focuses on giving speeches, and that is it. Different types of speech presentations. And if you are transferring to another university, it still may be required, so double check. Okay? Learning outcomes, these are just overall skills that the university wants you to have mastered by the time you leave here. All right, your software. This is the thing. You're responsible for your software. You're responsible for making sure your computer's working and everything under that. And so if you're having difficulty, you need to let me know. I would encourage you, if you're having difficulty with your laptop, your computer, go to the library. If you are local, go to one of Miami-Dade's campuses and get your work done. Okay, get your work done. Okay, and so can you complete this class successfully by just logging on maybe an hour or two this week, an hour or two next week? Not really. You need to spend time with this class. Now, content-wise, this is not a difficult course. It's not. This is not philosophy. It's not chemistry. It's not some math class. You don't have big research papers to write. Okay, even when you are completing your quizzes, I mean, honestly, you're doing it at home. So you have your textbook there, and you have things to help you complete those things successfully. So content-wise, it's not easy. What makes this course difficult is the fact that you have to be on top of your game. You have to be good with time management. Some people, they enroll in virtual courses and they think, oh, great, this is perfect. I need to work, I need to do this, and then this will give me the time to do everything I need to do, and then I can still take classes. But enrolling in a virtual college still takes time. It still assumes that you don't need a lot of leading from your instructor. That's why a lot of students don't take it, because they like the one-on-one personal interaction with professors. And I completely get it. And so virtual college, while the class may be easy, virtual college in and of itself is still a little bit more difficult because of time management and deadlines and having to upload this and take this test. And if you don't understand something at 1 o'clock in the morning or even at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you can't just go to your professor's office because you don't know where it is. You don't have that direct access to them. And so just kind of keep that in mind. Okay. Plagiarized assignments, including discussions, receive a 0. Receive a 0. There's no way around it. Please do your own work. I see it a lot in the virtual college. Please do your own work. Please do your own work. I'm not going through every section of the syllabus. One thing I do want to point out is that you are not allowed to use assignments from previous classes. So sometimes a student will have to take this class maybe for the second or third time for whatever reason. And it's like, oh, this is the same assignment they used in the other class because it's a common course. And they use the same assignment for a particular thing that they have to complete, and they upload it again. And so when I go to grade, I see maybe like 90 to 100 similarity index in the percentage range, and I look, the same person, different professor, different semester. In this class, that is not allowed. You have to do your own work. You have to do it again. You have to do it again. All right? So if that happens, you will also get a 0. Okay? You have the option to drop this course. Merely just not logging in will not drop you from the course. If you are not satisfied with the course, maybe life changes are happening and you can't stay enrolled, make sure you physically drop the course. Double check with your advisor, okay? If 2 weeks passes and you have not done any work, submitted anything, then you may be dropped from the course. You may be dropped. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your grading criteria. Your speeches are 30% of your grade. Your speeches carry the heaviest weight, followed by your discussions. Now, I have seen this time and time and time again. A student submits all of their things, but then they miss a speech. And it causes their grade to drop by like a letter grade and a half to 2. It happens because your speeches carry a lot of weight. And so make sure you do not miss any of your speech presentations. Your discussions, the same, they're 25%. And so your speeches and your discussions in total, that's 55% of your grade. And so you want to make sure those 2 areas and the other ones that you do them well. Okay? And you just see the breakdown here. You see the breakdown here. And now I'm going to go to your schedule of assignments, which is a continuation of your syllabus. Schedule of assignments. Okay. So this is your schedule of assignments. All right. And this is basically breaking down what we are doing week by week. If there's an error somewhere, just let me know. I'll make the change and make the announcement. Okay. All right, so you'll see the duration of the semester, our holidays. Our first one coming up is Monday. However, hurricane. Okay. Now we have a midterm. Your midterm. Actually, let me close that one and open up the revised one. Let me open up the revised one. There we go. This is the revised. All right. All right, so you have one midterm in this class. You do not have a final exam at all as far as taking a test. You have your quizzes, you have your midterm, and that's it. Your midterm will be October 23rd to October 25th. So you have October 23rd, 24th, and 25th to complete your midterm exam. It covers chapters 1 through 5, okay? You already know what it's about. Your chapters 1 through 5. It's multiple choice, some true and false. I don't believe there are any fill-in-the-blank answers there. I believe it's just true and false, multiple choice. But make sure you study the content that you start that, okay? There are no surprises. If you scroll down, you will see your quizzes. So the first 5 quizzes are due by October 6th. The last 5 quizzes are due by November 10th. Does this mean I wait until the first week of October to complete the quizzes? No, because number 1, you fall behind. Number 2, you run the risk of being dropped from the course if you are not submitting assignments. But this is just to help you out, like you have time to do them, okay? However, I do not suggest you wait until October 6th to complete all of them. Maybe there's one that may be a little bit more difficult, and so you have to come back. Things happen, but this is for your convenience. Do weekly your discussions. Now, let's take the time out to talk about your discussions for a second, okay? Now, a number of you've read the instructions. Your discussions, let's go ahead and go there while we're talking about it. Discussions, discussion boards, right here. All right, so your discussion boards, here are the guidelines. And if you look at number 7 of the discussion board guidelines, you will see that your initial post needs to be 100 words. You have to reply to 2 different classmates. This applies to each discussion. Each of your replies need to be 100 words. Now, when you go in to complete your discussion, you will see that it helps you with word count. You can see what your word count is. And so there's no reason. So for your first discussion, if you have only submitted like 1 sentence, you need to go back in and make sure you add more content, all right? It will not suffice to say, oh, great job, or I agree with you, Tad, or Ted, or whatever. You need to add substance. Ask questions. If you disagree, ask why. Provide your opinion. Interact with your classmates. You will also notice, I want to go to student view. You will also notice that you have access to all of your discussions right now. You have access to all of your discussions right now. That means you are able to work ahead. I don't mind. I don't care. You can work ahead. If it benefits you, go right ahead. However, don't forget to go back and reply to your classmates. That is where students fall short. They work ahead, which is great. They do it correctly, which is great. But they forget to go back and reply to their classmates. And that is what you don't want to do, okay? You don't want to forget to do your responses because then your grade is cut in half. And that can affect your overall grade severely. So just don't forget to do that, okay? Also, you will notice that some of your discussions are directly connected to your textbook. Some of them are not. They're just talking about the overall different topics connected to communication, all right? I did that on purpose this semester, so it wasn't so book heavy, so we could relate it to real world experiences, so we could provide our own personal experiences as well, okay? For example, discussion number 2 is talking about perception and ourself and how we see each other, so you have a video to watch. Number 3 is a speech analysis. All right, so you did your first speech, even though it was through video. How did you do? Like, were you nervous? Even given the different interface of putting it on a video, how was that experience? That's all that is. Okay, so that is a simple one. The next one, marks of identity and understanding differences, culture and communication. They both call for you to watch a video. Each of those videos are going to be about maybe an hour long. So make sure you have time to do that. Okay, make sure you set enough time apart to watch those videos. I promise you they are interesting. They are very interesting. Okay, and again, different topics, all right? That's the discussion. I think that's all I want to go over today because we are approaching 20 minutes. One last thing, where do you find your assignments? Now, if you look at the schedule of assignments, you will see that your assignments are linked to chapters. So chapter 2, the poster board speech, is found in chapter 2. Your field assignment, chapter 5. And so when you go to your discussion board, you go to learning modules and you go to the chapter. Module 1, chapters 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go to chapter 2. I'm going to click on perception of self and others. Scroll down, and then I see, here it is, poster speech assignment. And then I see everything I need for the poster speech. Okay? All right. Okay, and yeah, if you have any other questions, all your assignments are located in the learning modules, and then they are located in the chapter folders that they correspond to. If you have any other questions, please send me an email. Let me know. I'll be glad to assist you. Stay safe this weekend. Stay dry. Have a good day. Bye-bye.